and gentlemen, now I want to bring to the stage a gentleman who, to be ready, have your notes, have your paper, have your pencil, and have your brain ready. Gentlemen, the CEO of the Marketing Pulpit, the marketing and branding expert, Mr. Robert Gatewood.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for coming, joining us today. Thank you for the Murray Group for providing this forum. I'm Robert Gatewood. What we're going to talk about today is marketing for success. We talked about the road to success. Well, one of the stops along that road to success is marketing. You're not going to get there, I assure you, without some type of marketing. There's a lot of ingredients to success. But let me show you that marketing is one of them. People say, look, Robert, what do I need to do to have a successful business? Well, of course, I can sit here and name and have a list along with your arm. Let me tell you one. You got to see this one. I can get this to work. No customers, no business. If you don't have customers, you are not going to have a business. You may have a hobby and a reason to get out of the house every now and then, something to put on your business card, a little name to put on your uniform, to put on the side of your truck. But I can assure you, without customers, you don't have a business. Let's face reality here today.
Yeah.
Now, there are some basics. I call them the ABCs. But it all starts with marketing and identifying who your customer is. We call that talking about profiling. We call it planning. We talk about the marketing metrics. Advertising, benefit selling, and customer services are the basic fundamentals, the ABCs of marketing. See that little wheel there? Customers are right there in the center. Everything else just goes around building those customers. Let's be a little more specific. I like action words. I like verbs. So I'm going to take this and break it down into words. I'm going to take the whole million things that are involved in marketing and put it into one word. And it's called identifying. Marketing identifies who your customer is going to be. If you don't do that, I'm telling you, you're going to have a hard road to hoe, like you said down south. My dad was a Baptist minister. I learned this stuff at an early age. He said, I decided I was going to be, there's two kinds of people in the world. Well, actually, there's three kinds of people in the world. Those who can count and those that can't. Wait, okay. You see why I went into marketing, see? I was supposed to be an accountant, but I decided to go into marketing instead. So, I like action verbs. I like marketing. My dad was a Baptist minister. He used to, I was 8 years old when I first got into business. He was a sharecropper. Some of you all are probably too young to know what a sharecropper is. But he was a sharecropper. He had 14 kids.
He had the sharecropper.
So when I came along,
14.
hey, when I came along, I was like 8 years old, and so he had the older kids. He put them out there in the field. Here I was 8 years old. He said, this guy's not going to be any good out here in the field. So he had a little grocery store. And he made a decision. He said, you're not big enough to put in the field, but can an 8-year-old run a grocery store? Well, we found out that he could. He took my little behind, threw me behind the counter. I became an entrepreneur at the age of 8. I had to learn this stuff to eat. Plus it kept me out of the field.
Yeah, okay.
I was looking at my older brother out there with cotton sacks across their shoulder and hoeing the field, and I said, okay, I think I'm going to learn this. So I had no choice. But I did have to make a decision as I got older. Am I going to go into marketing? Am I going to go into accounting? So anyway, I chose marketing. I'm glad I did, because I realized that marketing, I used to think marketing was this smoke and mirrors and people like, this ethereal thing. Well, I found out marketing is actually very quantifiable. It's a science. That's a soft science, but it is a science. But I wrapped it all up into one verb. Identifies. Marketing identifies who we're going to go after and direct all of our efforts. Now once we've identified, we get into some more verbs. Like advertising. We had to put it in a verb form. Advertising communicates. Y'all follow me? Mm-hmm. Y'all get an amen this morning?
Amen. Amen. All right.
Thought I'd wake you all about here.
Just don't pass your plate.
My dad, I think the medicine, right? I have a radio show called the Marketing Pulpit. Every Friday, 10:30 a.m. on Radio 1. I'm preaching the good marketing gospel. I'm not saving souls. I'm saving businesses. I think it's just as important. If I start to sound like a minister up here, if I start doing the flip and the cartwheels, got it from my dad. Man, he was something in that pulpit. Anyway, advertising communicates. You heard all these fancy things about advertising, what it does, what it doesn't do. The only thing advertising does is communicate the message to the people that you've already identified through your marketing efforts. It comes in many forms. We got Kevin over here, we're going to talk about social media. We got traditional advertising, broadcast media, print media, web media. But it all does the same thing. It communicates to the people you've already identified. Now, once you've communicated, you got to sell it. You're not just communicating because you like it. I mean, you might like it too, but the whole idea is to get them to call you. Then you got to convert them. Another action verb. Sales converts. See, I'm bringing this down to you folks in just simple little words. I like to make it easy. We're going to talk about that too. And last, customer service. We put that in one verb also. It retains. Now the devil is in the details. I put all these little one-word verbs up here. You walk out here and just do those 4 things. You go, wait a minute now. He told me I got to identify, I've got to communicate, I've got to convert, and I've got to retain. How in the heck do I do that? The devil is in the details. And that's why we're here today. Now, we talked about marketing being a science. Some people say it's an art, some say it's a science. I say it's a hybrid of both, or we might call it soft science. But let's break it down to the numbers. Because if you're walking around talking science and art, it's not going to quite do it justice. But let me just quantify this for a minute. Let's just say you went out here and spent $1,000 on advertising. You got 10 customers. There's an acronym that comes into play. It's called CPA. Now that's not the guy that does your books, but you might have one of those too. But in this case, CPA stands for cost per acquisition. Every customer you ever have in this world has a cost attached to it. You might not know what it is, but I can assure you, if you plan to become one of these Fortune 500 companies, you better figure it out sooner than later. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Every customer, let's do some simple math here. You spent $1,000 on an advertising campaign. You got 10 customers. You have a cost per acquisition of $100. Cost you $100 to get a customer. You went out and bought an ad on Radio 1 or someplace. You gave the guy $1,000. 10 customers, $100 per customer. That's your CPA. Let's just say that person who you spent that $100 per customer for came in and bought a $75 purchase. Let's say it was a hair salon. So you went to the hair salon, you got yourself a rinse and wrap or curl, whatever you all do for $75. I don't know. But anyway, you went in there and you spent $75, but it cost $100 to get you in the door. Did I lose money? Who said yeah? You think you lost money? You lost $25?
No, because you got a customer that's going to make
all right, we got a guy over here who said, got a little debate going on, put the gloves away. Put your knife in there. 1, 2, 3. It's not that serious. Well, the gentleman over here, he said, wait a minute, not so fast. I spent $100, you came in and spent $75. If that was the end of the story, right. I say yes, right. You just lost $2,500. But the marketer in me, and apparently in this guy over here, and it's going to be in you before you leave here today, you know that the story just started.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's just page 1 of chapter 1.
That's right. Because marketing is not a quick fix. It's not a pill, wave of one and marketing happens. It's the process. You have just begun the process by spending this $100. If I can get $100 for every customer, if I could only spend $100 for every customer, I think, oh my God, life would be so good. Because I just know I'm going to get so much money off that customer over a lifetime value, which is another acronym you need to learn. LTV. Not LTD, that's Jeffrey Osborne. You young folks don't know who Jeffrey Osborne is. People say I look like him. One night.
Keep your day job.
Devin don't sing like Hey, wait a minute now. I thought that was pretty good. But anyway, this is not LTD. That's the singing group. That's Jeffrey Osborne. LTV stands for lifetime value. So these are two acronyms that I call it a summation of the marketing metrics. CPA is what it costs to get a customer. LTV is the lifetime value you want to try to get from that customer. Let's just take that same customer. He came in and spent $75. Women might need a wash and wrap once a month. So if you do that only once a month, that is 12 times 75, that is $900 in 1 year. But the story just begins.
Right.
Because they want to go and tell two people, because you're going to provide such great service. I'm not saying if you're going to be a student of mine, you will provide great service. That's not an option. No. I told you about those 4 action verbs. Those are not discretionary. Those are not, you do them if you feel like it. You must do those in order to get to that next level. And in case anybody got me, back it up here. I want you to get this stuff. You got to do every one of these, not just some of them. You can't tell them when you do, well, I'm busy this month, so I'm only going to do 1, 2, and 4. You can't just say I'm going to do number 1 and not do the other 3. If you do, it's not going to work. To get the CPA and the LTV working in your favor, you must do all 4. So, like I said, the person came in, they bought the $75 purchase. They did it once a month. Over the course of 12 months, you've gotten a $900 return on your $100 investment. Starting to look a little rosier right now.
Yes.
But let's just say, if you will, you're going to provide exceptional service, because we talked about those 4 action verbs. Number 4 was customer service, which stands for in the epitome of retention. If you want your customers to come back and tell other people, then you must do good customer service. Let's just say you did an okay job, and then went out and told 2 other people. Now, that's another $1,800 if they do the same thing that you did. 18 plus 900, we're up to $2,700 on a $100 investment. And you wonder why people pay marketing, why they pay a guy like me? I make this happen. Actually, I don't make it happen. I make you make it happen. I show you how to make it happen. And that's why my clients make money. It's not because I'm up here, I'm some magician. I'm out here making them spend all their money on things that don't work. As a matter of fact, I tell them as much as possible, keep your money in your pocket. Let's do the things that don't cost any money, like providing good service. I hope it's starting to get to you. I hope it's starting to sink in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're having fun today.
Keep on going, my brain is rolling.
Now let's just say, we talked about earlier, we talked about this targeting. We talked about identifying. That's what the marketing verb was. Well, this doesn't happen willy-willy. There's a method to it. I'm going to give you some ways on how to profile and identify who your customers are. Well, let me tell you something. This is where I have to fight with most of my clients who come to me for the first time. I have to roll up my sleeve. You take off your coat. Women take off their heels and the earrings.
Oh, you good to take off the earrings now. We take off the earrings, man.
I don't have the earrings on, but I do get ready. When I get to this point, they come in the door and say, look, I want to sell to everybody. I said, well, let me put the coat on. It really might be a fight. And I'm telling you, that's not most folks that come through the door. They said, look, I don't want to eliminate anybody. I want to sell to everybody in the world so I can make all the money. Here comes the coach. At the first, let's do an exercise, okay? You want to sell to everybody. Okay. All right, so you want to sell to newborn babies, right? Okay, everybody's got newborn babies. Okay, let's scratch them off. You want to sell to homeless people, right? Okay, everybody's got newborn babies and homeless people. Okay. You want to sell to people in Afghanistan, right? Okay, everybody's got newborn babies, homeless people, and people. I said, wait a minute, hold on. Are you starting to get the impression that maybe you're not going to sell to everybody? Everybody is not your customer. Matter of fact, most people aren't your customer. You don't have enough time, I guarantee you, I don't care if you Mark Zuckerberg, you don't have enough time, money, or resources to market to everybody. Not that much money in the world. The smart companies don't even try because they know their message is only going to resonate with people who are in their target group. Here is how we find that target group.